Being right is wrong if it cripples you. Peace and love, family, friends, naysayers, whomever. My name is Leon Wheeler Jr., and this is Master Making in Motion, where I'm learning how to master myself and I'm teaching it while learning. Today, we're going to talk about how I'm learning to pick peace over problems. For me, unfortunately, growing up, I have to be honest with myself first and foremost. And saying that, I have to admit that I really never really understood the concept, well, actually, the application of being peaceful. I understood the concept, but the application of being peaceful, it seemed like something that was just uh, more or less a fairy tale, something I witnessed on television, at the movies. But actually, being at peace is something I've really never really experienced. And if so, and if I do claim any small glimpse of it, it was fleeting. It was momentarily, and even that's probably not 100% accurate. I'm reflecting back on my life and looking at the conditions in which I grew up and the conditions that I saw around me. And it seemed to me that chaos was rampant. And that's where I pretty much existed in chaos and problems. That's all I saw. And that was my norm. Uh, just seemed like I would do any and everything to I guess, bring about some form of attention, trying to be acknowledged, wanting to be seen. And the only way that I knew to do that was, again, chaos, problems. I realize now that the world definitely it doesn't inspire us to be powerful human beings. It don't want to see in real life supermen, superwomen. To me, I prefer to say God men or men gods. It doesn't aspire to see that. It doesn't. The world is set forth, unfortunately, to produce sheep, cattle, puppets, any any individuals that they can manipulate, control, send to the slaughter pen. They don't want to see great individuals emerge. Why? Because you can't control a super mind, a superpower, a superhuman being, a powerful human being, because they think for themselves and they don't allow outside influences to dictate to them who they are. And that's the issue. That's the issue that this society promotes religiously. It's a control and conquer, divide and conquer mindset. Again, and it doesn't want to see an individual grow. So I found myself bathing in chaos. I mean, it seemed like that was, and if I found myself, I guess, experiencing a, a peak, a glimpse at, I guess, something that we would call peaceful, I realized that, you know, they would they would somewhat, I guess, annihilate that with the noise. Society just it's just a lot of noise. It's a lot of the volume is turned all the way up. Anything to drown out the possibility of an individual growing and becoming who he or she is created to be. Again, I say God, men, men, gods, woman, God, goddess, great individuals, human beings with the capacity to move the world in a positive manner, to raise children who are going to be productive and create a beautiful society. But they got us bombarded with chaos, noise, confusion. Everywhere you look. Every time I don't watch the news. Every time you watch the news, that's all you hear. Especially in the city of Detroit, you hear crime. I don't watch it. I haven't watched the news in quite some time because I don't want that to overwhelm me. I don't want to be bombarded with negativity. It's already bad enough walking outside the door and seeing it everywhere rampant and hearing it from most people because, I mean, we've been programmed to be at odds and we don't even acknowledge it. It's so sad that you everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, if you pay attention, if you look at the faces of a lot of us, you can see the pain. And the pain that you see in those faces is being exhibited in real life. They're not only you can see it in their makeup, they display it in their character. I mean, we're at odds about everything. If you pay attention to the families today, I mean, it's ridiculous. So my solution, after looking at this for some time and realizing that peace is something now that I'm not going to, it's something that's not going to be set to the side. I'm not going to compromise that anymore. I'm demanding my peace. And I've come to realize the first way, the way that's necessary for me to obtain that peace that I want for myself, that I have to have, that I demand, is isolation. So now I'm cutting myself off from contact with a lot of individuals, pretty much everybody for the most part. And that's only because I have to do the work that's necessary to become the individual that I aspire to be. And my peace is important to me. So I have to have a harmonious mindset and environment in order for me to reach that goal. And my peace is important. My peace is my power. You know, so I have to have that. So I'm in isolation. I'm cutting away from a lot of the distractions that, unfortunately, we propagate on one another, that we push on one another. And I believe that for the most part, most of us are good people with a lot of bad habits. And I'm guilty of that. So I was more problem ridden than anybody that I know. I behaved again in chaos. That was the way I functioned, but not anymore. I've come to realization that I realized that I have the potential to be, man, divine, you know, great. And in order for me to do that, I have to limit my contact with outside influences that's destructive and distracting. So now I'm doing a lot of meditating, a lot of contemplating, a lot of soul searching. I'm doing what's necessary so that I can become the individual that I aspire to be. And I realized I have to do it. There's certain things that has to be done in order for me to make this come into fruition. And separation is the key. Isolation is the key. It is not because I'm mad at anybody or I feel I'm better than anybody or even worse than anybody. I'm doing this because I have a goal. I have a mission. I have an agenda to fulfill. And I have to do what's necessary. Now, it would be nice if I had a social circle that was inspiring, that was uplifting, that was on the same track that I'm on, dancing to the same drum beat, listening to the same music, so to speak. That would be nice. And I do believe that it's going to come. But first, I have to insulate myself. I have to do what's necessary to overcome, I guess, the demons that could raise their head in my own self. I have to quiet the loud noises, you know, so that I can hear the God voice within me. So the first and the easiest way to do this is first the external noises. I can eliminate those a lot faster than I can dealing with my own spiritual self, my own soul search. So again, isolation is the key to my victory. And again, hopefully it's momentarily. Hopefully that I can do what I need to do and learn what I need to learn and bathe in the glory and the grace of peace and prosperity. So I'm going in, and that's what this is about. This is master making emotion, where I'm learning to master myself. And if you're on a similar path, I suggest that go on a. I can't think of the word is uh, that the word speaks about. Just you take a break. That you meditate. That you isolate yourself. That you do what's necessary. A sabbath, I think they call it. When you take some time out and you pray or whatever you do, take the time out and do it for yourself. Don't run. Don't run from yourself. If you're on the same path, don't run. Sit with yourself. Contemplate, meditate, do what's necessary so that you can become the individual that you inspire to be. And we can do this together. All we have to do, though, is keep in mind that it's just as simple as this. We have to just simply just be.